Call the meeting to order. We'll do the roll call.
Blunier.
Here.
Leach.
Here.
Lehman.
Here.
Minold.
Here.
Newman.
Here.
Parrott. Kaufman. You have a quorum.
All right. There are no public hearings. Council.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before we get started, the mayor has asked me to provide a brief introduction to the way in which the village conducts its meeting when we have the public participating by video conference. There are some ground rules that we can each follow to help make sure that the meeting is as efficient as possible. Most important thing from the public participation standpoint is that the public is able to hear us. If at any point in time a member of the public who's participating or attempting to participate is unable to hear the discussion at the meeting, or is otherwise having technological issues that are preventing you from participating, please send a message to our Zoom meeting administrator, or you can also email me. My email is pmcgrath@mcgrathpc.com. I have my laptop open, and if we become aware that there's a problem with anyone hearing the meeting, we'll certainly pause the meeting at that point and work to resolve those issues before we proceed. We will have a public comment period during tonight's meeting, and we will work through that, recognizing any individual who desires to speak. During that public comment period, we'll ask anybody who wants to be heard to identify themselves by raising their hand or unmuting their microphone, at which time we'll call on those individuals who have sought to participate and give you an opportunity to be heard. We do have a 5-minute time limit on our public comment period. Also, if you're unfamiliar with how public comment periods work during public meetings, they are not citizen engagement sessions where the board answers questions and engages in a back and forth discussion. It is instead the opportunity for you to be heard and make a comment. If there is any follow-up that's necessitated, generally the village will follow up with you outside of the meeting on a one-on-one basis if you have questions or if your comment invites a specific response from the village. At the conclusion of the public comment period, our meeting administrator will mute all participants since public participation during our meetings is specifically limited to only the public comment period. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. If all of you would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We would now open the meeting for anybody who would like to make public comments.
So it would be at this point, if you're a member of the public participating in a meeting via Zoom, that if you want to be heard, you should raise your hand or unmute your microphone, and we'll wait a minute or two for anyone who desires to be heard to indicate so. If Your Honor will allow me, Leanne Brown has indicated she desires to comment, so I'd recognize Leanne to provide her comment.
Good evening, Mayor and trustees and audience. Leanne Brown with the Morton Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development Council, and a few exciting updates. We will be hosting Fourth Fridays this month. We'll have a combination of virtual and how we can safely in-person activities as businesses can be open to the degree that they can with our retail and restaurants. This will take place on Friday, June 26th. We have a lot of activities already planned, but just a great way to celebrate our businesses and our community, people out walking, biking, and enjoying our restaurants and retail locations. And we are able to host our golf fundraiser. This will take place on Friday, July 10th. And this is with the Morton Chamber of Commerce for our annual golf outing, which will be a golf fundraiser. And this allows us to raise funds for our endowment funds, which provide back to the community, helping us host festival with our give back to nonprofit groups and youth groups, and then also our Project Pumpkin Endowment Fund. So last year we raised $14,550 that went into our endowment fund. So we are, as we say, that jives with festival theme. We're all jazzed up to be able to play some golf and raise some money for our endowment funds. Thank you for a few moments to make those comments.
Thank you, Leanne. If anyone else participating in the meeting via Zoom desires to be heard, now would be your time to unmute your microphone or raise your hand to indicate you desire to make a comment. And seeing none, at this point in time, I would indicate Your Honor could conclude the public comment period and proceed forward.
All right. So tonight we have on the consent agenda the approval of the minutes from the special meeting May 28th, 2020, the regular meeting June 1st, 2020, and the approval of the bills. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Blunier,
Yes.
Leach,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Minold,
Yes.
Newman,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, Village President, I have nothing tonight. Village Clerk,
I have nothing tonight, Your Honor.
and in place of the Village Administrator tonight, Trustee Leach will be addressing her paperwork.
Yes, Your Honor. Would like to request approval for building development grant for the Morton Community Foundation. They're planning on moving to 135 South 1st Street, which is at the corner of 1st and Adams Street. Those of us who are older Mortonites might remember it as Dr. Aronoff's office. And the total projected cost is $18,285, and the amount approved by the Business District Commission is $9,143, and it's for code-related interior and exterior improvements.
I move to approve.
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Leach,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Minold,
Yes.
Newman,
Yes.
Blunier,
Yes.
motion carries.
Corporation Counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have one item tonight, which is ordinance number 21-06, an ordinance setting a public hearing on a proposal to exchange 208 East Tyler Street for 530 North 2nd Avenue in Morton.
Could we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
The basic parameters of this exchange transaction would be contingent upon the village obtaining ownership of 208 East Tyler Street. Village would exchange that property for property at 530 North 2nd Avenue, subject to certain terms and conditions set forth in the contracts which form the written summary of the terms of this exchange, those contracts being available for public inspection at the village office.
All right. Any other questions?
And I would ask before a vote is called on this, there is a 3/4 vote required, and I believe it's a 3/4 of the corporate authorities, and so that requires 6 affirmative votes, and so the vote of the mayor would need to be called on this matter.
All right. Call the roll.
Huh, I'm sorry.
Call the roll.
I'm sorry, but Leanne said it's hard to hear, so could everybody please talk closer to your microphones?
Call the roll.
Okay, sorry. Let's see. Lehman,
Yes.
Minold,
Yes.
Newman,
Yes.
Blunier,
Yes.
Leach,
Yes.
motion carries.
We also need to take the vote of the mayor on this. It has a supermajority requirement.
Kaufman,
Yes.
I'm sorry, I was worried about the
She
sound.
forgets me all the time. There's nothing out there.
I called you earlier when I shouldn't have, so.
I have nothing further tonight, Your Honor.
Okay. Director of Public Works.
I have 2 items tonight, Your Honor. First in front of you is item A. This is ordinance 21-05. This is an ordinance setting a public hearing on a proposal to exchange 17 acres plus or minus of unimproved land on Harding Road for 445 East Birchwood Street, Morton, Illinois.
Move to approve.
Second.
And then Pat, you can jump in if you want, or I can give a just brief summary.
Yeah, just procedurally, this is another one with the 3/4 vote required. We have to have a public hearing, and this ordinance simply sets that public hearing for our first meeting in July. The terms of the agreement are set forth in a written agreement, or proposed agreement, which is available for inspection at Village Hall.
about all I was gonna say.
Any other comments? Call the roll.
Menold,
Yes.
Newman,
Yes.
Blunier,
Yes.
Leach,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Kaufman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next is item B. This is Resolution 01-21. This is a resolution authorizing amendment to pre-annexation agreement with Peoria Sand and Gravel Incorporated.
Could we have a motion?
I move to approve. Second.
You want, go ahead.
I can address this. This was a matter that you held a public hearing on at your last meeting. And so the public hearing was conducted, but final action was not taken as the resolution wasn't on your agenda. So we have it on your agenda tonight for approval. It's a third amendment to a pre-annexation agreement pertaining to the Main Street Business Park development with Peoria Sand and Gravel.
Did you want me to summarize just some of the brief parts of the agreement?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if Steve or Jeff, I know.
No, go
I
ahead.
mean, basically, this is Main Street Business Park, which is owned by Peoria Sand and Gravel, which is bounded by Cortland, Main Street, and Harding Road. And the main request as a part of this was a zoning change from I-2 to B3 with a special use for a daycare center to be constructed on Lot 1, which is directly south of Gold's Gym. So other items included in the new amendment without verbatim are new access restrictions, revised hookup fees, and then further zoning amendments. So I just wanted to add that if anyone had any
Right.
questions.
This is the property around Gold's Gym.
Yes.
Any other comments? Call the roll.
Newman,
Yes.
Blunier,
Yes.
Leach,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Menold.
Yes.
Does Jeff need to vote?
Yes.
Yes.
That all you have?
That's all I have tonight, Your Honor.
Zoning and code enforcement officers, there's nothing tonight?
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Okay. Village trustees, is there anything tonight? If not, we do need closed session.
Closed session is requested tonight for three purposes. First is closed session for the purpose of discussing collective negotiating matters between the village and its employees or their representatives per 5 ILCS 120/2C2. Also closed session for the purpose of discussing the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body per 5 ILCS 120/2C1, and closed session for the purpose of discussing the setting of a price for the sale of property owned by the Village of Morton per 5 ILCS 120/2C6.
There will be no action to follow, but if we could have a motion to adjourn to closed session.
So moved. Second.
Call the roll.
Blunier,
Yes.
Leach,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Menold,
Yes.
Newman.
Yes.
Motion carries.